tutorial starts with a song, but it's only a few seconds long.
Computer animation. Computer animation. Computer animation.
Let's get started with animation. Hi there. What we're going to do today, we'll sort of construct a sachet, a little sack where we could put things in, and we won't complete it. I just show you how you can approach this, and it's so lovely to do NURBS modeling. And it has to do with a little bit of thinking and, well, getting acquainted with NURBS surfaces. They are here. And we start, because it's going to be a circular thing here, the sachet, looking at the sachet from the top at least, we start with a circle. The circle is right here, we move it a little bit up, and under Make NURBS Circle here, if you don't see this, press Ctrl A, get the attribute editor. You can enlarge the circle, and that's what I'm doing now. And for example, radius 4.7 is good now, doesn't really matter. And the sections are currently 8. Press the key F8 and you see those sections, 8 points here. They describe the circle. Now let's go back here. We don't want 8, well, let's go for, well, 40. Now when we press F8 again, we see 40 of them. Okay, that's basically all we want to modify here. And now we duplicate it, Ctrl D. So we have a second NURBS circle now, which we move down just a little bit like this. And now we shift duplicate it in order to repeat the last duplication with the same distance. And we do the same shift W with the fourth one. So we have 4 circles now. Select the top 3 and we go to the top window. And we deactivate the grid because it only irritates us. And maybe with Alt B, we can go to a black background. Nice. Okay, now we press F8, which brings us back to the component mode. And just to make sure, we're not only seeing the top circle now, we're dealing with all points on all 3 of them, not on the 4th one, on the very bottom one. Now we select every second 1, and the arrow is a little bit in the way, so I press Q, which is the just selection tool here, and with the shift key now I go from all around that circle and I select every second one. And since we started out with a number like 40 rather than 41, this should work and give us a nice symmetrical selection. Yes. Now we go back to this view here, and you see we've selected every second CV on all 3 circles. Now we press W in order to scale, actually move some of them down. And you see it's already looking quite nice. We can go to the front view, it's this one, and select those, for example, and move them down so it's scaled slightly differently. And we do the same with this one. Now we select all of them, for example, move them down, and select all of them and move those down. So we have a nice distribution here. So this is a little bit more mild and mellow than this one is the most strong one. Actually, we can scale it with the scale tool up even more, and this one is more mellow again. Now we press F8 again and we do a selection, and it's not bad actually to select the objects, in this case the circles, here in the outliner, because you exactly see what you're selecting and in what sequence you're selecting them. And for a loft, which we'll create now, which is this icon here, or surfaces loft, the sequence is important. And it doesn't matter if you start here and go down in the selection or from the bottom to the top. And now we press this icon and we have a nice surface, which doesn't look like a sachet at all. Now we go to the circle number 4, that's the bottom one, and with the scale tool we scale it down. If you want to close the sachet, which would be recommendable, but not for rendering really, you could add another circle which you scale down to 0, and then you have exactly one at the very center here, which is of 0 elongation, and but you can use it for the loft, so the whole object is being closed then. And now you can play with this factor here. Go to the first one and scale that down, and now you're getting closer to that sachet feeling. Scale this down. Maybe you move this down a bit like this. And now I give it the material which I've prepared. And of course now you can do all kinds of things with it. For example, convert it to a polygon. You would typically select it and go to modify and then convert NURBS to polygons, and use the option box here because this is, I think, good for quads. And if you want to stick to that very lean count here, check count here, whatever you like, and you'll be fine. Have a nice day and bye bye.